When Pablo Escobar died in 1993, the world thought his empire died with him. His luxury cars were seized, his mansions raided, his cartel dismantled. But the truth, Escobar's death only created a new kind of hunt. Because somewhere out there, buried deep in the jungles of Colombia, sealed inside walls, wells, and abandoned farms, lie hundreds of millions of dollars, cash, gold, and jewels, all hidden by Escobar himself. And 30 years later, people are still finding them, accidentally, piece by piece, like the ghost of a man who refuses to let go of his empire. In the 1980s, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was not just the most powerful drug lord in the world, he was one of the richest men alive. At his peak, Forbes magazine estimated his net worth at over $30 billion, nearly $70 billion today, adjusted for inflation. He controlled 80% of the world's cocaine trade, bringing in more than $420 million a week. Money came faster than anyone could count, literally. His brother, Roberto Escobar, once said, "We spent $2,500 every month on rubber bands just to hold the cash together." But with that much wealth came a problem. Banks were unreliable, authorities were everywhere, and trust didn't exist. So Pablo Escobar devised a plan: bury his fortune. Escobar's hiding strategy was both genius and paranoid. He stashed millions of dollars in cash, gold bars, even watches inside barrels or metal boxes. Then, he buried them on his properties, inside walls, or under the floors of his numerous estates. These caches were called caletas, hidden treasures. Hundreds of them were scattered all across Colombia. Sometimes, Escobar's men didn't even know the exact locations, only he and a few trusted lieutenants did. And when the empire collapsed, many lieutenants were killed before they could recover the money. Which means there are still millions, maybe even billions, buried and forgotten. In 2015, more than 2 decades after Escobar's death, a farmer in Medellin made a discovery that shook the country. While digging to build a new structure, he struck a blue metal barrel. Inside were bundles of US dollars, over $600,000 in total, wrapped in plastic and soaked in gasoline to throw off dogs. Authorities quickly seized the cash, but this sparked a wave of treasure hunting. People across Colombia began searching their lands for hidden caletas, using metal detectors, drones, and even satellite imagery. For many, it was about more than money. It was about touching a piece of history, a legend that refused to die. Escobar's wealth didn't just vanish, it became folklore. Villagers tell stories of barrels surfacing after storms. Some believe the money is cursed. Even Escobar's own family searched for the hidden treasure. Roberto Escobar claimed that over $50 billion in unrecovered assets still exist, hidden in secret locations only Pablo knew. He later launched Escobar Inc., offering recovery services for these hidden caches. The Colombian government quickly shut it down, calling it an insult to the victims of the cartel. Still, people keep searching. One of Escobar's stranger legacies is his private zoo. At Hacienda Naples, authorities found giraffes, flamingos, elephants, and 4 hippos. The hippos escaped into the Magdalena River, multiplying into hundreds. They are now a dangerous, invasive species in Colombia, nicknamed cocaine hippos, even after death. Escobar's influence lives on in both wealth and wildlife. Modern treasure hunters from across the globe continue to pursue Escobar's fortune. Some have reportedly found hidden vaults deep in the jungle, concrete chambers filled with decaying cash. Others claim to have been chased away by armed locals or cartel remnants protecting these lands. Consistently, every few years, someone finds something. In 2019, $18 million in cash was uncovered by a construction crew. In 2021, a farmer discovered a buried safe near an old airstrip. Authorities refused to reveal its contents. This ongoing search has become almost like a real-life treasure hunt, blending crime, history, and myth. Escobar's hidden fortune has also inspired documentary filmmakers and YouTube channels around the world. Netflix, in particular, featured segments on treasure hunters exploring remote Colombian jungles, interviewing locals, and attempting to track down secret calatas. Some documentaries highlight modern explorers who risk everything to find even a fraction of Escobar's hidden millions, hiking treacherous jungle paths, dodging wildlife and quicksand, negotiating with wary locals and former cartel associates. One team even claimed to have discovered a sealed underground bunker filled with cash, and while they recovered only a small portion, the discovery reignited global fascination with Escobar's fortune. Pablo Escobar's empire fell over 30 years ago, but his shadow lingers in rivers, in the soil, and in the imagination of millions. They say money can't buy immortality. In Escobar's case, it almost did. As long as his hidden millions remain unfound, somewhere in Colombia, the hunt will never truly end. And each discovery, every barrel dug up, every story told, only adds to the legend of a man who refused to disappear completely. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more mysteries from history, crime, psychology, and the unexplained. Because some legends never die, and some fortunes are too big to stay buried forever.